Hey guys, welcome to another episode of That's One Way to Build It. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to sketch a cafe racer. You can use this technique to not only sketch cafe racer, but you can sketch any genre of motorcycles you like. I'm using Autodesk Sketchbook and a pen tab, but you're free to use a pencil, some papers, and a compass. Without any further ado, we'll dig into the tutorial. Step 1 is proportioning. Now, proportioning is very important. If you cannot proportion your motorcycle sketch, it is not going to look nice. So, do remember, I am going to tell you a very simple method of proportioning. I have laid down a baseline, if you can see in that at the bottom of the canvas. Now, what I am going to do is I am going to sketch the very first wheel, the front wheel of the motorbike. I have chosen a template. Autodesk provides such kind of templates. I can change it. You can choose any size you want, but you have to make sure that you remember that size every time. Now I have sketched down the first wheel, and now I'm going to lay down a baseline again. Now this baseline will be a line that is a horizontal line that is going to pass through the center of the front wheel. Okay, and now we'll be doing another baseline that is a vertical line that is again going to pass through the center of the first wheel. Done. So we have the front wheel over there. Now you have to remember that this method is the 5 circle rule. If you can master this 5 circle rule, you can sketch a motorbike every time with spot on proportions. So I'll be making the second circle. Now this circle is actually touching the first circle. If you can see it nicely, it is intersecting the circle. And now we'll make another circle that is on top of the front wheel, and one more that is touching the wheels at the top and the bottom. Now we have 4 circles, and there's one more circle that is going down, that is the 5th circle. This circle represents the rear wheel. Now you'll see there is a gap between the circles. I have not touched them. There is a small gap in between, and there's a reason why there is a gap that I'll justify just in a moment. So for example, we'll consider Royal Enfield Classic 350. Now the wheelbase is 55 inches. The wheel diameter based on the tire size I have calculated is 25.5. Now we'll try to find out how many wheels can we fit within the wheelbase. Now this won't be an exact mathematical division. We'll try to find out whole numbers that we can fit within the wheelbase. So 25.5 into 2 is 51. That leaves us a gap of 4 inches. Now that is the gap what I have depicted over here. Now if you think that only Royal Enfield will have this, no, even a Pulsar will have this. The value might be different, but there will be a gap. You're free to touch the circles if you want, but I would recommend that you give a gap to that. It does give an artistic appeal to it as well, and I have justified it with numbers as well. So I'm drawing another baseline now that is going to be a horizontal line that is dividing the upper set of circles. I'll number these circles now. The rear wheel will be circle number 1, followed by 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the rear wheel is circle number 1 and the front wheel is circle number 3. Now we'll make a line that goes from the center of circle 3 to the intersection point of the 5th and the 4th circle. So there's a simple line that we have drawn, and then another line that goes from the center of circle number 1 to the same point of intersection of circle number 5 and 4. So now you see we are going to have a triangle. If you see, like from 1 to the intersection point of 5 and 4, then to 3 and then back to 1, there is a circle. Now this is the body triangle that I say right now. This is not the right word, but well, let's call it that. Everything of your motorcycle, the engine and all, will lie within this. So if you are ever confused, do remember that your engine will not be going anywhere above this point. So I'll just hide or just reduce the opacity of this, and the line what you see right now is the rake angle. This is the front shock angle. So you don't have to do any kind of calculation and all. This is the in general angle what a motorcycle in India follows. I guess this will be within the 25 to 32 degree range. We'll start making the body lines now. Now this body line is the main line that is going to define the stance of your bike. Now cafe racers are known to have aggressive stance that is lowered in the front and raised up at the rear. So we'll follow that same rule. We won't be caring if this is engineering wise very nice or not, but we'll do it as a art wise that does the vehicle look nice or not. So we have given it an aggressive mean stance. The rear end is raised up and the front is lowered. And now we'll make the down tube line. Now the down tube line, you can see the second circle. I have divided it in 50% and 25% mark, if you can see nicely. So I'll just make a line that goes from that place. Now this is the down tube of our frame, and now we'll start with the fuel tank. Okay. So I'll be using a pencil tool right now in Sketchbook. When you are doing this on paper, we recommend you I recommend you to use a light pencil while you are doing the initial lines, and then a darker pencil. So you can use 2H or 4H pencil, and I'm doing the same. I'm just using a pencil. Let me just zoom in. Yeah. So I'm using a pencil. I'm just creating a lower end of the tank. Now you see, I had created the body line a little above, but just for an artistic thing, I'm creating the lower end of the fuel tank a little lower than the body line that I created. And these are all rough strokes. You should never be stubborn about making a solid stroke at one go. We are not in like a second grade or a third grade that you want a solid line every time. You are free, just make light strokes on a paper, enough light that your eyes can make out the shape, and then you can use a darker pencil to finalize it. So here I am making the rear end of the fuel tank. Now since this is a cafe racer, I am going to make it as a Honda CB style fuel tank, because that's the most common fuel tank that is used in the cafe racers and all. So while it does not look exactly like a fuel tank right now, let me just sketch a bit more. Okay, front, I'm going to extend it in the front a bit, because well, I'm not digging the earlier one. Even this is not very good, but well, for the sake of tutorial, it is not going to be a 30. This tutorial is probably going to be a sub 30-minute tutorial, but it is not going to take 30 minutes. It is going to take a higher time than this, more time than this. So I think we have the layout of a fuel tank, decently okay fuel tank, if you say. And now I am going to create the rear side lines. Now this is the seat line, the cafe racer seat line that we are having. You can see the inclination towards the rear. It has a raised inclination. It does give us an exposed rear wheel, and does give us an aggressive appeal to the overall flow lines. Now since this is a cafe racer, there has to be a hump at the rear. I always say that you should always be following design philosophies, and cafe racers do have a hump. Now I have just made this hump as an integrated part of the seat. I'm not going to make a solid metal or a fiberglass hump over here. Now I'll create the knee dents. Now cafe racers are the cafe racer fuel tank is known to have a knee dent, and you should always try to incorporate one. So I'm going to do that. I have created this line. Now just let me delete these. I'll just erase this so I can create another set of line. Now since this is a knee dent, that means that it is recessed inside the fuel tank as compared to the other section of the fuel tank. So I'm just going to create a line that is a bit inside the first line. You can see how it now gives you a visual appeal that yes, that part is actually recessed inside. So sketching is all a game of lines and shadows and lights. If you can understand that, your sketch becomes much more realistic. And now there is not much for me to tell you in this. We'll do a time lapse, and if required I'll just do a voiceover in between. Yeah, okay, fine. We have to make a, like, I'm going to make a fairing kind of thing because it does look uber sexy. So I'm going to make this. I'm going to make a cowl right now in the front, not a cowl actually, a fairing in the front. So this is the vintage style fairing, like you must have seen those in earlier days, cafe races and all. This is the same thing that I'm doing. I'm just going to create the curve. So the good part of using a pen tab and an Autodesk sketchbook is that it does give you a lot of flexibility. You can like turn your paper just like you can turn your canvas like you turn your paper and all. So it does help you in sketching every bit. Now you see I'm just doing lighter strokes. It's okay if I'm going wrong. It's okay. I'm like, you don't have to use erasers and all every time you're doing it. You just need to do something that is enough, like it is giving you enough visual cue so that you can draw the final hard lines that you want. So I think this is decently okay right now. It does look okay. So the next step what we are going to do is we are going to make the sashi now, the frame of this. I'll do a simple time lapse right now because this way we are going to have a 30-40 minute long tutorial. So the baselines can be seen now it is completely up to you. You can be as creative as you want to draw these lines. The best way to understand these, if you ask me, is like if you have a motorcycle, if you have a bike at your home, whatever bike it may be, you are always like, you should always observe things. This is the best way. Don't just see things, you should be observing it. If you want to do something in the field of designing, I think observing is very important because that gives you like it does give you a vivid imagination as to why and all. And the another thing that I'll suggest you is that you should always start like questioning designs. Like if there is this, why has the designer designed it in this way, what is the purpose of that? There will be a purpose every time. If you like, every time if you think, there will be a purpose. So we'll do a time lapse now, and if necessary I'll do a voiceover later on. So now if you see, I'll just unhide the wheel layers. I had created this earlier. Well, I'm not going to do a complete rendering kind of thing, but yeah, this wheel actually gives it a bit of life. So brings out a bit of extra enthusiasm in us. So I have just shown it, and now we'll just continue with this. So this brings us to the end of the tutorial. This is not the best looking cafe racer, that's for sure, but I'm pretty sure that the idea of this tutorial for you to understand how the proportioning works was spot on. You would have understood till now. And if you like this video, do subscribe, do share, do let your friends know about us. We are planning to bring in more videos, more tutorials like this. And stay home, stay safe.